Welcome back. Time now for news from the left. Biden had quite the showing today on the White House lawn. He was getting ready to go to this rally for John Fetterman in Pennsylvania when he got testy with a couple reporters. He had a couple of questions. One was about why not too many people want him to campaign for them, which really irritated him. And the other one was about abortion. But he snapped off at two reporters. And just take a look.
And Roe v. Wade. Read it, man. You'll get educated. That's not true. There have been 15. Count, kid, count.
Okay, and are there going to...
We're starting to notice something here, that whenever Biden's got to do something kind of big and important, I think they're getting him all juiced up on his cognitive pills or whatever kind of cocktail he takes to get ready, where he has to go out and actually do something and talk. And he seems to get really aggressive when he takes these things, almost like, you know, a kid on too much Adderall or something like that. And he starts screaming at people. It's just a theory, but I don't know. He just seems to get really loud and starts yelling at people right before he's got to do something big. Moving on, Rachel Maddow's twin brother, Chris Hayes, says oil companies, OPEC and the Saudis, are working together to keep gas prices high so that Democrats lose in November. Here it is.
Oil companies, OPEC, Saudis, not exactly eager to make sure prices are low before an election where Democratic candidates are vulnerable. It's also why Saudi Arabia might want to suddenly announce a cut in oil production right before the midterms. We find ourselves in a situation where keeping gas prices low is key to preserving and strengthening the future of our democracy. And so here we are. Hence Biden releasing oil from the reserves today.
Keeping our democracy. If Republicans win, we no longer have a democracy. You see how, I mean, the comedy of that alone is just amazing. Somebody get that kid a tinfoil hat, though. Yes, OPEC is not at all motivated by profit, according to Chris Hayes. They're only interested in hurting Joe Biden. That's why the oil-producing nations of the world exist, just to hurt Joe Biden. By the way, there's literally been no president better for OPEC and the Saudis than Joe Biden, who eviscerated our own energy independence. The last thing OPEC would ever want is Trump back in the White House, because America is going to start pumping tons of oil and driving that price back down to probably $25 to $50 a barrel. And then OPEC is making way less money, and so are the Russians. Sorry, Chris, but you can't base a show around Biden White House talking points. They're lying to you, and they're lying to everybody else. How you can't see that is beyond me. What has the price of oil done since Biden's been in office? It's gone through the roof. OPEC likes that. They don't want to get rid of Joe Biden. Why would they? He's a sucker, and they're manipulating him. Up next, Democrat Jim Clyburn saying this about inflation.
All of us knew this would be the case when we put in place this recovery program. Anytime you put more money into the economy, prices tend to rise.
We said it last night. They did this to us, and now they're admitting they knew they were doing this to us. When you look at your 401k, just know this all was intentional. They did it to you. Moving on, listen to this wacko try to paint Republican concerns about the economy and inflation as Nazism.
In the 1930s Germany, there was a candidate and there was a party that said they were going to do something about inflation, and they did do something about inflation. Inflation went away, but so did the democracy in Germany in the 1930s up until 1945.
So if you're not okay with, the economy as it is, if you're against inflation, you're a Nazi now. Good to know. Finally, CNN has a promo for the new morning show.
A morning show is like when people walk into a diner. You come in and you get whatever amount of news that you can, and you start your day.
People's time is so valuable that if they have 15 minutes to watch the news, that's a lot of time.
We need to cover more what is happening across America.
It's really all about the conversation. We're the place for accuracy, and we're the place for content.
We're the place for accuracy. We're the place for content. By the way, over here at Newsmax, we have a lovely morning show, which I actually, proud to say, I launched a couple years ago. It is now hosted by Rob Finnerty, and the best part is it doesn't have Don Lemon on it, if you're looking for a morning show, if you're shopping around.